I'm standing on the top of a ridgeline with Mt Athabasca in the distance behind me to tell you a story about mountaineering. But there is so much more to this video than just climbing.
One of Gandhi's famous quotes was, "Be the change you want to see in the world." And it's just as relevant today as back when he said it. We live in a time where our freeways are wider, but our viewpoints are narrower. We have more conveniences, but less time. We have more experts, but more problems. It's the paradox of living in the modern era. And if we can bring awareness to this problem, then we can make a shift, and we can be that change. But what does this have to do with mountaineering? Each year I tackle new mountains with my climbing buddies Carlos and John.
What's up, guys?
What's up, man?
What up?
We've been climbing together for a long time, so I invited them to make this film along with me as we climb Mt Athabasca in Canada. It's a 12,000-foot glaciated peak that offers stunning views of the Jasper National Park. It's an amazing place, and this entire area is so stunning. And that's the best part about climbing. There's no right or wrong choice when it comes to the peak that you're climbing. You just set a goal and you make it happen.
So for weeks, I've been racking my brain trying to figure out what I'm gonna do for this film. I've been taking notes, I've been doing voice memos, I've been going on hikes, just writing out outlines, and it all comes back to this one idea that I've had since the beginning. I see a bridge and an opportunity. You and me as creators, we have the power to make a difference with the videos that we create. There has never been a time where you as the creator have such a big impact with the films that you create. If we team up as creators, we can make a lasting impression and create change in the world. So let me tell you a story about climbing and mountaineering, and if you stick around till the end of this video, you're gonna see how all of this ties together.
For this climb, we teamed up with Yamnuska Guides and set off for the Jasper National Park. Here's what we expect on a peak like this. We have a mix of ice and rock. We have to traverse glaciers that sometimes open up to the blue depths below. We have wind and freezing weather that forces us to turn back. And we have heavy packs full of gear that keeps us safe and prepared for anything on these mountains. Each climb we start with a gear check. No matter how many climbs we've gone, there's still a sense of nerves that comes through you at this point. You realize that this is all you have to survive for whatever comes your way. It's also that moment where the rest of the world starts to fade away. We climb as a team and make sure that everything is in check, because you have to expect for the unexpected when you're climbing a mountain. When you see pictures of mountaineers, it's always on a ridgeline or a summit, with an epic, pretty view behind them. However, in reality, there is so much more that goes into these places than what you actually see on Instagram. First is the approach. Sometimes this is a short stroll through the forest, or it's a trek that takes days. Our legs are fresh and our spirits are high. We start the journey with an adventure in our eyes and ready for anything. Then we make it to base camp. This is where you offload gear and get ready for the rest of the climb. We look at the mountain for the first time and start planning the route. Depending on each climb, we might be able to leave some of the gear at base camp and head for the summit. Ideally, you want to have as little gear on you as possible because there's no reason to carry extra weight. Tomorrow is our summit push, so we get off our feet and rest. Nights on the mountains are always the best. There is something primal about sitting around a campfire and swapping stories. As humans, we've lost this element to life. Instead of sitting around a campfire and talking with friends and reflecting what happened on that day, we've switched to watching TV and sitting on social media. For thousands of years, we had this element of social gathering in our everyday lives, and it's slowly slipped away into just watching other people's lives through a tiny screen. The campfire is the place where we work through our problems and get excited about our triumphs. The night is short and restless. Your typical alpine start begins in the middle of the night. We lace up our boots, fill our packs with our gear, and begin walking under the stars. Ojai breath, the beat of the drum, the chant of the tribe, the step of a climber. These are all forms of meditation. There's the connection to your breath and your mind that allows us to just see the world around us for what it is. One of the things that climbers see differently than everyone else is glaciers. These are slow-moving masses of ice that are both beautiful and deadly. Every glacier that we encounter is a maze that forces us to move with grace and patience. Underneath our feet could lie a passage into the darkness below.
So yeah, we can see the lower toe here of the Athabasca Glacier. Parks Canada has been so kindly to put the little signs up as like how much the glacier has retreated in length back up along to the Columbia ice fields. But what's not as evident is actually how far it's dropped in terms of width. Probably 100 meters plus drop.
Oh yeah, you can see big bedrock over there. And glacier used to be here, 5 or 6 years before. But now glacier way farther over there. It's so insane, Yeah, disappear very quickly.
Now, this is not a problem that is unique to this part of the world. Every climb we go on, every mountain we encounter, we always hear this story about glaciers retreating and glaciers melting. It not only becomes a hazard for climbers and making the mountains more dangerous, but also it has bigger impacts in the world. And with each mountain that we climb, we see the same thing over and over and over.
After hours of working our way up the mountain, the summit comes into sight. And even though it looks close, we continue at our steady pace and just climb with focus. This summit is not just for us, but it's also for those that we encounter. I brought you the story of mountaineering not only to let you experience this amazing place, but also shed light on the climate issues that we face in the world. As climbers, we see a perspective of this earth that you might not. Through this story, you're able to see a problem that we're all facing around the globe. This power of storytelling is disappearing in our culture. We have more mediums to tell our stories, but less stories to tell. Stories come from experience. They come from taking that chance, getting out there and doing that thing that you've always wanted to do, but might be uncomfortable. Neil Armstrong's famous quote, "One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind," inspired an entire generation. Adventure, exploration, and the unknown does not have to be gone. We didn't land on the moon by thinking, but we did it by actually doing.
For us, climbing is not just about getting to the summit. It's about the experience, the team, and the adventure. But most importantly, it's the stories that we bring back to tell those that we encounter. What I want you to take away from this film is this. We are not all mountaineers, but we're all going to tackle a mountain. You need to find that activity or that place that allows you to step away from life for a minute and just focus within. Find stillness in your life, even if it's only for a brief moment, so that you can come back and be present for those that are most important around you. And ultimately, so that you can be aware of the bigger challenges that we face on our planet. Together, we can make a difference. It all starts with small changes, and those small changes can lead to a better future.